Peaches and regalia. How you going? My name's Quinlan. Welcome to Melbourne Musos Face Chook Live Zappaclause. Tonight is Zappa. I got a couple of things. I got bits and pieces everywhere. And I call it Zappaclause. Back in the day, I had a band called the Zappa Instrumental. And we used to do Zappaclauses because of the aforementioned Zappadan. For those of you who don't know, I'm a complete Frank Zappa nut. And what it is he left the building December 4th, 1993. Very sad day, and it's just passed. And if you're looking on Facebook and you've got any Zappa friends, you're going to see his face plastered everywhere because we call it Zappadan because he went to the big gig in the sky on the 4th of December, but it's his birthday on the 21st of December. So, big celebration on the 21st, just before Christmas. There you go. And what it is, you better watch out, you better not cry. His guitar kills your mama and I'm telling you why. Zappaclause is coming to town. He writes the black page, he's checking it twice. He writes crazy music, it's naughty and it's nice. Zappaclause is coming to town. The toads of the short forest will have a jubilee. They're gonna hook up with King Kong and ask, why does it hurt when I pee? You better watch out, you better not cry. Punky Meadows pouts and I'm telling you why. Zappaclause is coming to town. Satire! Ah. And there you go. So that's what it is. So I'm going to talk a bit about Zappa now. Okay, so there you go. Now, he was a funny guy, and he was a brilliant guy as far as music and stuff. And first cab off the rank is Bruce Aitken. How are you? You've actually asked about a piece of music that is on the You Can't Do That on Stage series, Volume 6, CD 2, and it's just called 13. And that is the one where Frank actually gets the audience to clap. He counts it out. And it's in 13. Brucey, baby. What it is something that I explained a couple of weeks ago on Face Chook Live, and I call it Rock Beat Plus 1. Now, if we have a normal rock beat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and then we want to play in 13, like 13/8, a great thing to do is to think of 4/4, which has 4 crotchets in the bar, 1 beat each, turn it into quavers. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 but change the count to 8/8. It doesn't seem to mean a lot, like 4/4. Well, it's 8/8, 8 quavers in the bar. So the idea behind time signatures, and I talk about this a lot. I was talking about it just the other day with my mate Dean Kennedy. How are you, mate? There you go. I hope you're watching. If not, catch up later. I know it's Christmas party time tonight, so I'll probably just have 2 people and me cat watching. Oh, she's asleep, so I've just got 2 people. That's it. But anyway, what it is you've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and for 4/4 you can hear the pulse of the crotchet. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 but 8/8 is that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So therefore, if you think in terms of 8, well, what makes 13? Well, 8 plus 5. But what Frank did was he would actually think in terms of, funnily enough, a 5/8 bar, and you guys know, guys and gals out there know that I say hippopotamus for that, hippopotamus, and what happens is then he just does 1 bar of 4/4, but it equals 8 quavers, so, 5 and 8 makes 13. So he goes, hippopotamus 1, 2, 3, 4, hippopotamus 1, 2, 3, 4, hippopotamus 1, 2, 3, 4. What it is, it's Vinnie Colaiuta on the track. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4/4. Hippopotamus is 5/8. So if you think of 4/4 as 8/8, there's the 8. Add 5, 13. Hippopotamus 1, 2, 3, 4. goes to town. Oh, my God. And there you go. That's why we have 13. Now, let me extrapolate that out a little bit. Let me go back a little bit. If you've just got 1, 2, 3, 4, that's fine. Okay, that's 8. All right. How about if I just add 3? So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1. And that is 11, you see. Okay, 8 plus 3 is 11, you see. Now, Frank Zappa on You Can't Do That on Stage Anymore, Volume 6, he puts the 5 first, okay? But if you put it last, 1, 2, 3, 4, hippopotamus, 1, 2, 3, 4, hippopotamus, 1. And it just depends on the kind of groove you want, really. Now, there's a lot of, memes out there and all that sort of stuff. T-shirts, these are difficult times. 13? Why do you want to play that? And all that sort of stuff. But it's got this beautiful lilting groove about it, right? Hippopotamus, 1, 2, 3, 4, hippopotamus, 1, 2, 3, 4, hippopotamus, 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, if you're going to do Gina Lola Brigida, 8 and 7, you're playing in 15. So you're doing things like Mahavishnu Orchestra with Billy Cobham and stuff like that. And Narada Michael Walden from the Second Incarnation, and also played with Jeff Beck. What a brilliant drummer. So you might have Gina Lola Brigida, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gina Lola Brigida, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gina Lola Brigida, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gina Lola Brigida, 1, 2, 3. Oh, pardon me. Gina Lola Brigida, 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 And because you've got that 4 there, you've still got the backbeat there. Gina Lola Brigida, 1, 2, 3, 4. 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 There you go. There's that. Now, I've got a couple of bits of music here. And what I've got here is the chart from the old band, Zappa Instrumental. And this is a track called Big Swifty. Right. And there you go. We used to play this. And let me take you through it. You've got 2 bars of 7/8. This is what goes on, you see, because Bruce, I hope I've explained 13, and also how you can also get 11 and 15, you see, all that. You can just start working numbers together. Now, there's a bit of continuity to this, because last week I was talking about vocal-driven time signatures and all that, and what it is with vocal-driven time signatures, I was referencing Jethro Tull because it was Clive Bunker and Barry Barlow, because Martin Barr was in Melbourne, sort of thing. So that was a big night. That was fantastic. And what it is now, it's Zappaclause. So there's a continuity to it, you see. So what happens is that you can get odd time signatures depending on the vocals, the lyrics and all that sort of business. What you can also do is phrasing. You can take a phrase. Now, Zappa was great at taking a phrase, putting it with another phrase, and then locking it together. Now, the funny thing, David Bowie used to do that with his lyrics. He used to get phrases that he really liked, like writing it down, like, I'm a tiger, and all that sort of stuff, and then he'd cut them up and mix them around, just so he could mix things up, sort of thing, and then morph it into one of his tunes. So it's not just off-the-planet, weird Frank Zappa stuff. I mean, when David Bowie's doing stuff like that, there's something about it, So what happens is when you're working phrases together and with Big Swifty, all that, I'll take you through it. Essentially, you've got 2 bars of 7/8. So you've got Gina Lola Brigida, Gina Lola Brigida, and then 2 bars of 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, here. Do it again. Gina Lola Brigida, Gina Lola Brigida, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Gina Lola Brigida, Gina Lola Brigida, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Brigida, Gina Lola Brigida, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Go to the toms. Gina Lola Brigida, Gina Lola Brigida, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Gina Lola Brigida, Gina Lola Brigida, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 5/8. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay? Chaka-chaka-ta. Hippopotamus. Hippopotamus, hippopotamus, hippopotamus. 3/4. Bum, bam, bam, bam. Hemiola. 5/8. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3, or hemiola from Española. Hemiola is the, I've explained it before, but for those who are watching for the first time and all that sort of stuff, perhaps you don't know, it's the feeling of playing essentially 3/4 in the time of 6/8, or in this case vice versa, 6/8 in the time of 3/4. Because with 6/8 you've got 6 quavers, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. 3/4 you've got 6 quavers, but they're split up into 2, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and, which gives you like a 3 against 2 polyrhythm. Nice cup of tea, 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 nice cup of tea. That's an easy way to say it. And if you want to play it immediately on your lap or on the bar, if you're watching it at a pub or at your Christmas party, it's both right, left, right is the best way to start. Both right, left, right, both right, left, right, both right, left, right, both right, left, right. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. There you go. And that's what happens there. And there's that bit. Then it goes into a little march, but in the live version, it goes nuts. 6/8. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Toms 5/8. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Oh, sorry. 1 2 3 4 5, and then 6/8 again. So the phrase there is 2 bars of 6/8, 1 bar of 5/8, and then another bar of 6/8. So you get 1 and 2. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Hippopotamus. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Rolling shuffle. Rolling shuffle is 1 2 3 4 5 6 if you want, if I'm going to stick to that. And then what happens is that you move it between the hi-hat or the cymbal and the snare drum, and you go 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. This time I'm playing to win. See, there it is, you know, sort of thing. So John Farnham's got it. I won't do the whole tune because then it goes into 11/8. Ew! And George Duke goes mad. There you go. So there it is. And I've actually got it here, and I'm going to play the damn thing. I might lose the first bar because I've got to get here and press the button. So here we go. Here we go. Hang on. Let's go. 1 2 3 1 2 Gina Lola Brita, 1 2 3 1 5/8. Hemiola. 5/8. This is where it goes crazy. There you go. Oh! 11/8. George Duke. There you go. Big Swifty. I hope it wasn't too loud. Anyway, there you go. Now that's Big Swifty. Oh, what a track. Go and check it out. Now what goes on? All right. One of the things that Frank loved to do is Brecken song. Okay, now this starts off with Schoenberg in classical stuff. And one of the little things that happens in currently is this wonderful little thing that I adore, is where someone has a YouTube meltdown and people play along to his meltdown, you know, that kind of thing, you know, that sort of stuff. And that's brilliant. I did one a couple of years ago, Japanese politician, when he got caught with his hand in the till. And, you know, in Japan, he had to do the full public apology. So he's going, Evelyn, a mollified dog, here's a quivering fringe of a special doily, draped across the piano with some surprise. In the darkened room where the chess is made and the horrible curtain muffled the rain, she could hardly believe her eyes. A curious breeze, a gulling breath which sounded like a snore. Somewhere near the Steinway fort, weaving from within, had caused the doily fringe to waft and tremble in the gloom. Evelyn the dog, having undergone further modification under the significance of short person behavior in pedal depressed panchromatic resonance and other highly ambient domains. Arf, she said. There you go. Evelyn the dog. Ah, from One Size Fits All, 1975. Starts off with the classic Inca Roads. Oh, what a track that is. There you go. Florentine Bogan. There it is. So, what goes on there is that one of the things that Frank Zappa used to be able to do was actually literally take speech, and in the Man from Utopia album, he had The Dangerous Kitchen. If it ain't one thing, it's another. In the middle of the night when you come home, there's something, the milk is all. And he got to Steve Vai. He peeled his sort of bebop, scat kind of talking, you know, that kind of business there. And he got a young Steve Vai to transcribe it, right? And Steve Vai played along. The Dangerous Kitchen. Speech orientated. And I'm talking about that last week with Tull, Jethro Tull, in Celtic music, where you might add an extra beat or whatever it might be, and getting all that kind of business going. So there's that. The other one was called The Jazz Discharge Party Hats. Man from Utopia album. That's not one of his most popular albums, but I adore that album. That was just so out there and all that. And these kinds of things, you know, with that. And it's of now, because there's a whole little genre of playing along to YouTube meltdowns, you know, with crook politicians and stuff and all this sort of business. So you can play along with how you talk, you know. And it's wonderful if you can learn to counter loud, 1 yana, 2 yana, 3 yana, 4 yana, 1 yana, 2 yana, 3 yana. And because if you can keep a beat and still just talk independently, you know that, you know, you've got things under control. I always try and get my students to 1 yana, 2 yana, 3 yana, 4 yana, 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 1 yana, 2 yana, 3 yana, 4. And then with time signatures and stuff, that really holds you in good stead. Lisa Kelly, I haven't mentioned you yet, and I should have it from the beginning. You actually should be here because she is my sister in arms with all things Zappa and Beefheart and all that. You know, we've supported the brilliant Australian Zappa band, the Petulant Frenzy Boys, with Les Rankin, if you're there. How you going, mate? And all that. And one of the things we did to start off our gigs a couple of years ago was Zappa's instrumental 555 from Shut Up and Play Your Guitar, and around about 1979. And 555, it was 585854. So it was Hippopotamus, hippopotamus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hippopotamus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vinnie Colaiuta again, going fully sick. And there you have that. So that's a brilliant little track. Check that out. It's 5/8, 5/8, 5/4, but at the end of the line, it's a whole bunch of 5/8s, and then bang, he's off, and it's a brilliant start. I remember getting that home, and that's one of those vinyl albums that I had that ranks with Sabbath's Sabotage, in the sense that I put the vinyl on, and I just went like that, and it just went bang like that. A couple of years earlier, that's what I did with Black Sabbath's Sabotage in 75, and I got it home, and I was still living with Mum then. She was out in the kitchen. And for anyone who's got the vinyl, I think it's on the remastered thing too, but you put it in, and you're hearing the boys talk, and then you hear Bill Ward, and I was going, what are they saying? So I turned it up a bit, turned it up. I think you know what's going on. I think I've told this story before. So you can hear Bill Ward go, 1, 2, 3, 4, bang the bada bada. And Mum came running out and go, what the bloody hell is going on here? It's Sabotage, have a listen to him. And they kind of, get rid of that, put that bloody Jethro Tull bloke with the flute back on. Because she liked them. She liked the War Child album. Anyway, and there's that. And so what happened with Shut Up and Play Your Guitar, I put it on, it was like, and it was just, oh, Vinnie Colaiuta, God help me, a young bloke too. Crazy stuff. So that's Bruce. Back to you. I'm still answering your question there, mate. So what's going on there is you've got shifting time signatures of fives. 5/8, 5/8, 5/4. Now, I was talking to Dean the other day, and we were talking about things that sometimes the only things that are new is what's been forgotten. There's an old saying. I think Patrick Moraz, who was a keyboard player for Yes at one point with the Relayer album, I'm trying to put in as many references as I can. He had that line, and that's the first time, but I think he got that from somewhere else, you know, that kind of thing. But what it is that Tchaikovsky, da-da-da-da-da-dun-dun-dun, have a nookie with your gum boots on. That's da-da-da-da-da-dun-dun-dun, have a nookie with your gum boots on. Have a nookie with your gum boots on. Have a nookie with your gum boots on. Anyways, Cozy Powell used to do a solo to that when he was with Rainbow and all that, and then further on with Richie Blackmore. And what that is that's what Tchaikovsky's famous for. But he also was putting in Russian folk songs into some of his classical music, so I had to work out a way. And the Russian folk songs were often in 5 and things like that. So he came up with what's known as quintuple time. Simple time, time signatures divisible by 2. Sorry about that. Compound time are time signatures divisible by 3. And so therefore, if you've got quintuple time, it's divisible by 5. So if you have quintuple duple time, it's 5 and 5. You have 10, you see. If you have quintuple triple time, it's 3 5s. You're just doing your times tables. And what happens is you might have, it almost feels like a waltz, but with quintuplets. So it could be hippopotamus, 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 hippopotamus. And of course, Gina Lola Brigida. And you can say septuple time, you see. Oh, by the way, I didn't get back to quadruple time, which is 4 5s, 20. So when you're doing these bigger time signatures, you can break them down, and it's not always just 2s and 3s, because you're going to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 you know, get a few things happening. Hippopotamus, Gina Lola Brigida, your standard counts of 1 ender, 2 ender, 3 ender, 4 ender, 1 iana, 2 iana, 3 iana, 4 iana, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and everything in between. And what happens with that is that then you can paste them together, and then you get some of these crazy, wacky ones that people like Bill Bruford from King Crimson and Yes and all that do. You know, he's got a tune with Earthworks 21 and all that. But if you think about it, it's just 3 7s. Just do your times tables, you know, that kind of thing. And then you can break it up. So, you do sums. It's like grade 3 sums. Let's not talk about Australian mathematics at the moment from the news reports this week. But what goes on is that you can just get a series of numbers that get to where you need to be. You know, that kind of thing. So that's what these numbers mean and all that. And Frank Zappa was a master at it by taking the phrases and being able to glean a phrase and put words to it, you know, sort of thing. Inca Roads was guacamole queen. That's 5, you know, all that sort of stuff. But then everyone's going to ask me to play it. There you go. His piece de resistance is The Black Page, and written for Terry Bozzio. Zappa was the kind of guy that would get a guy in the band and then write for him. You know, so when Bozzio came in, he could see Bozzio's talent, and he went, see if you can do this, Bozzio. I wrote this for you. And that's The Black Page. When Vinnie Colaiuta came into the band, all of a sudden, you know, reggae, you know. Beautiful stuff, you know, all this sort of business. So, that's 5 against 4 there. Got that from John Belushi. Samurai saxophone player. Bebop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. It's a rough version of The Black Page there for you. For Christmas, there you go. Okay, so what happens, one of those last things is 11, and one of the things about seeing I'm talking about numbers so much tonight is that if you're going to do 11, I've already talked about rock beat plus 1 for you, Brucey, and all that, but what happens is that if you're going to try and put it inside of one beat, that kind of thing, how do you do that, you know, sort of thing, and you can just try and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's better ways. Now, what happens is that once you start getting things like paradiddles and sextuplets and paradiddle diddles, you know, sort of thing like that kind of thing. So I'm really only thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that kind of thing there. When you start thinking about subdivisions, you can actually think in terms of little tiny phrases. Now, if we're thinking of a bar of 4/4, 1 iana, 2 iana, 3 iana, 4 iana, right? But what happens if you want to do other things like I did then? Like there's the famous bit in this. I actually asked Chad Wackerman about this 25 25 years ago. It was 25 years ago. 1994. Woof. I'm old. Anyway, so what happens is it's a crotchet triplet, so you get that kind of 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2. The hemiola. It's a quintuplet, quintuplet, and a sextuplet inside each one of the crotchets inside the crotchet triplet. Kill me now, that's why we love him. Hippopotamus, hippopotamus, diddle-a-diddle-a-bum. That's what it is. That's what happens there. But what I was going to get at was 11. Okay. Now, if you're going to do 11, how can you break that up? And play it quick. All right. Now, there's specific sticking and all that stuff, and that's fine. But if you're just going to do an 11 uplet, all that, I think a dodec up or something like that. Someone out there is going to write a comment, and I'll put it in. Thank you for correcting me. It's 11 uplet sort of thing. You could actually do what I was talking about before. And Bruce, what I've done is I've gone from a time signature to a grouping, you see, but it's the same thing. You can have 4, 4, and 3. So what happens is, how about if I go paradiddle, paradiddle, there's 4, left side paradiddle, left, right, left, left, that's another 4, and then a 3, like right, left, left. There it is. So, paradiddle, paradiddle, 1, 2, 3. Paradiddle, paradiddle, 1, 2, 3. Paradiddle, paradiddle, 1, 2, 3. You see? There you go. There's 11. That's the last thing. And that's more Black Page 2 there. That kind of thing where it's the easy teenage New York version, which I found harder to play than the Black Page 1, because Black Page 1, everything's written out. But with Black Page 2, not only do you have to play, not only do you get the Desernex burger, Roxy and Elsewhere. That was a quote from side 4. Anyway, but what it is, paradiddle. And then you subdivide the subdivision. And there you go. So, yeah, there's that for you. So there's the Black Page. That's all that. And there you go. Whoa. Okay, so I love all this stuff. You can tell, can't you? I'm just a bloody tragic, for God's sake. Who have I mentioned? I've mentioned Lisa, Les Rankin, Bruce Aitken. Thank you very much for everything. I'm 5 minutes over already, and it's gone like in a sec. But what it is there's so much to Frank Zappa and his music and all that, and old-timers who might have watched the show back in the 90s, the de facto backing band of Melbourne Musos was the Zappa Instrumental, and we used to just live at the club in Collingwood every fortnight for something like close to 4 years. And what we did, or what I did for the show, was I would invite guests on, and they said, what am I going to play? So I said, I'll tell you when. It was solo in D minor, okay. Chunga's Revenge, And then, do the wink. With the big Swifty chart that I kissed and threw over there earlier in the show, because we're all so busy and there's the solo, I've got a pencil marking in there saying tongue cue. So you're going, pum, pum, pum. See, we're talking 11s. Boom tish. There you go. Now I'm going to finish off now. 6:36, I'm 6 minutes over. I've got another song that I want to do, and this is dedicated to everybody. It's one of his most loved songs. It's one of the most iconic intros. If you know Frank Zappa, as soon as you hear the beginning, you know what it is. It's Peaches and Regalia, okay, the opening track of the Hot Rats album. But But I'm not going to play that version. Zappa did 3 versions of it. He did the original. Then he did the second one with Flo and Eddie, where they were just going, la, 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 and all that, which was terrific in itself. They were brilliant singers and beautiful harmonies and stuff. But then Peaches 3 bobbed up on the Tinseltown Rebellion album with a young, again, Vinnie Colaiuta, and sectioned up and absolutely brilliant. All these different kinds of little... Anyway, I'll probably lose the start, but I'm going to play it for you so you know that I know it. So there it is. And so I'm going to finish with Peaches 3, which I absolutely... They're songs to me with bands. When I'm in a band and I love the band and stuff, when the band splits up and all that sort of shit, what happens is, more than anything else, I miss the songs, because to me they're like little people. They little, like, hello, remember me? You know, that kind of thing. And it's like, I want to play that song again, you know, that kind of thing. And Peaches 3 is one of them. I just sort of go into another place with that song, you know, that kind of thing. And it's just gorgeous. Anyway, the iconic intro. The original was John Guerin, okay? So, you know, beautiful beginning, all that. I believe that was just his, you know, just do a fill to start, and then it just stuck, you know, like it's like, you know, it's as iconic as, it's as iconic as that to me. Anyway, I'm going to probably lose it because I've got to press the button and then jump in. So, anyway, thank you for watching. For a hard-earned thirst, you need a big cold beer. And that beer is and beer. Dun, 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 dun. I used to play the devil in that bit. Go and listen to that. Frank Zappa in New York. It's a bit naughty, but then you'll get Black Page and Black Page 2 there. The easy teenage New York version. I'll just shut up and play Peaches 3. Here it goes. Thank you very much for watching. There it is. Oh! it for another great Italian. Oh, there you go. Oh, boy. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, everybody. For a hug.